So excited. Today, we are going to talk about what one pin, a super valuable blog post, keyword rich descriptions, and just $10 can do for your entire marketing plan. Who's excited? Okay, so for those of you who may be new and don't know who I am, I'm Laura Reich, and I am a Pinterest powerhouse. I help high-performing business owners, content creators, and influencers just like you grow profitably the right way with sustainable systems so that you can be found first without tantrums over tech or trading your sleep for success. I do this using my signature Pintastic Growth to Greatness framework. So let's make Pinterest profitable for you. I seriously love this topic, you guys. So today we're going to talk about Pinterest advertising and Pinterest analytics. I put together a case study that is on my website about making sure that you know the possibility that can take place with Pinterest and literally just $10, right? And so in the past, what I've done, which has been super fun, is I have taken different companies that have come to me and been like, well, I'm just not sure if Pinterest will work. Or maybe they don't even know about Pinterest and I want to try to pitch to them or bring it more in awareness for them. And so without telling them, I actually take one of their popular articles or blog posts and I set up an ad with specific keyword-rich targeting and only $10, right? So it's not a big investment for me because if I think about it, if I do this and they fall in love with it, like that $10 is no different than me putting $10 in an ad saying, hire me, right? So I've done that before, had huge, wild success with it. So I thought, why not talk to you guys about how to be able to do this just for yourself as well. So I put it together in a case study using one of the examples of the companies that I was reaching out to just show them that this could be possible for them, right? And I love this company because it's what I'm using to stream with you guys, Be Live. And so if you haven't heard of Be Live, it's an absolutely amazing platform for those who are looking to reach a wider audience on Facebook Live video. It's what I personally use. I wanted to be able to show them how they could reach more people with the awesomeness that they provide on their platform, but by using Pinterest. So I put together a strategy to reach massive amounts of people that are targeted specifically for Be Live with a small $10 paid strategy. I had no idea when I started this that I would end up having such a seriously crazy level of reach and engagement within a matter of literally days, you guys. But it was seriously awesome to be able to see this transformation take place. And in case you guys want to actually see like the pin that I used and the description and like the stats and things like that, it is on my website. You can go to my website, laurareich.com, and look at the navigation where it says case studies. It is listed under those case studies. So in that blog post, I do go over the pin design. I used a very simple layout. I had how to be confident on camera when doing a live stream was the title that I used. And oh, excuse me. Thank you. When my description that I used for them was, when you start your live stream, there are a few things that you need to know. This post from BeLive.tv teaches you all you need to know to be more confident when in front of the camera. If you follow these steps, you will be sure to be a master of your craft and able to live stream confidently. And then I had a couple different hashtags that I used. I said video marketing, Facebook Live, Facebook tip, and content marketing. So all of them are super relevant, and the description does have that conversational flow. Now, not everyone is going to want to jump into a Pinterest paid advertising strategy without having a clear-cut organic plan laid out. You don't need a super fleshed out Pinterest account to make a paid advertising strategy work, but there are things that you need in place before you start that. So I actually highly suggest that you work on growing that organic reach, even if it's just a little bit. Make sure that you have those things set up properly before you do the paid. Make sure that you have keyword searchability first on some of those pins. But before I say that that's what I like to suggest to people, I broke my own rules for this case study. So I just went for it, right? There is a clear strategy that I used to help create an untapped audience for BeLive TV. And that's kind of what we're going to be diving deeper in today. This is going to be a longer live stream for you guys because there is a lot to cover. So stick with me. I promise you want to hang out through the end, right? So how I used Pinterest to create over 6,000 impressions and 600 engagements in just 48 hours, you guys. Let me just say that again. Pinterest for Business was used to create 6,000 impressions. And don't get me wrong, I know impressions don't put money in your bank account. I know that, right? But 600 engagements, people clicking through or saving in 48 hours is huge, right? Shout out if you would love to see that kind of traffic and engagement on your stuff. I mean, who doesn't, right? Give me a heck yes if that's something that you would love. All right, so here are the steps that I took for them to be able to reach those crazy awesome numbers. 1, you want to set a clear audience goal. So let me just throw that up here so that you guys see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Set a clear audience goal. So I would love to hear if you guys have ever tried something without a goal. How did it work? Right? Sometimes it may work. Sometimes it may be awesome. And most of the time, I think you're going to struggle with it. I really do. So I want you to be intentional. I want you to set that clear audience goal, right? Audience, not avatar, not fake person. Like, think of a real person. If you don't have these pieces in place, it's going to be really hard to make the strategy work for you, especially with promoted pins. So you need to know exactly who you're going to target, what their hobbies are, what their personality traits are, what they're interested in, what they're searching for. That's just the beginning. And you need to be able to do that right away from the get-go so that you can set up the next steps after that to be able to ensure the outcome you want, right? So a couple questions that you're going to want to ask yourself is, who is your ideal client? Who is that person? I don't want you to actually make up a fake person. We've heard of avatars, okay? We've heard of, what are the other names for things like that? If you know other names that people call it, feel free to shout that out. But I want you to actually I want you to actually think of that person. And I'll tell you how important this is after I go over the next couple questions, right? So the second question I want you to think of is, what is the number one business objective? Do you want to try to hit sales? Do you want to try to capture emails? Do you just want traffic to your website for brand awareness and growing visibility? What is that objective? And then what is your intention behind creating this pin and this promoted pin? There needs to be a specific intention. And then once you have the ideal client, the objective, and the intention, where are you going to lead your audience? Is it going to be direct to the homepage, to a blog post, to a landing page? Maybe you're going to go direct to a product. You want to think about those things, right? So here's my quick story about when I set clear intentions and my ideal target person that I wanted to hit, right? So many of you know that with my coach, she has pushed us, excuse me, she has pushed us to create an ideal client list. And she told us, just think of an actual person, right? And I pushed the limits a little bit and I wrote down ClickFunnels, like Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels. And she said, okay, that's great. I'm super excited that that's a goal that you want to have, but let's put some other people in there too that might be a little bit more realistic. And I said, okay, that's fine. But he is literally in my top 10. Like, I want to work for ClickFunnels on Pinterest. I know that I can help them. I know that there's so much potential we can provide to a industry like that I absolutely love, right? And so I kid you not, I set that intention. I wrote down exactly what I wanted, what targeting would take place for that person or for ClickFunnels, where I was going to send them, how I was going to connect with them, all the things. And I kid you not, within 6 months, I was connected with an amazing woman who is so super smart in what she teaches. And she was someone that I brought in as a power partner, not even thinking about ClickFunnels. Brought in as a power partner because I knew what she knew, like what her background was and her awesomeness was. She could come in and teach that to my paid inner circle. And so I brought her in. We had a couple conversations, and literally after that, a few days later, she said, hey, I want to connect you with someone inside of ClickFunnels. They need somebody to run their Pinterest. So I am not telling you to set clear intentions and to write your ideal client down with their personalities and their hobbies and their interests because I want you to make up some fake person. I am truly grateful for my coach pushing me to do this. And I'm so super ecstatic that I pushed myself to be able to think outside of the box of some other people that might have been easy for me to attain or to work with and really focus on my top 10. And so I want you to get very, very specific with your people as well, okay? I want you to think about who that person seriously is and go for it. Because when you set those specifics and those intentions, seriously, things start to fall in place. Okay, so back to it. Number 2. So once you've done your clear audience goal, number 2 is your Pinterest ads targeting. So we move on and we look at what you want or who you want to target. Once you've done those intentions and your ideal person, you have that person in mind and you know the things surrounding them, you want to be sure to consider each option that they're going to fall under when targeting. So you're going to look at gender, you're going to look at ages, locations, languages, and devices. And you want to look at that specifically because there are going to be some people that are going to change based on what you have going on, right? Then the next step is you also have to look into interests. This is why we look further outside of just who they are, but we look into their hobbies and their personality and things like that, because you're going to want to pick topics related to your brand so you can reach people based on the pins that they're already engaging with. So that is a huge piece of the puzzle that you want to make sure that you are intentional with as well, is that targeting, because that's going to make or break that $10 campaign. Then you want to work on the Pinterest image, right? You want to make sure that you have a super specific call to action on that image. The size that I have listed is 735 by 1100. That's kind of a general rule of thumb, but you want to stick to that 2-3 longer graphic. Don't put a ton of colors in there. Don't try to get too fancy with the fonts. Make it very legible and eye-capturing, right? You can do something that's super sleek in 1 or 2 fonts, but it seriously is so like laid out so nicely and the headline is so capturing that it's those scroll stopping images, right? So you want to focus on making sure you know who you're speaking to and being clear about that in your description, including a few keyword hashtags as well, like we discussed earlier. You want to know what problem you're going to be solving and be clear about that description. And I know you guys are going to have questions and I see them rolling through, so that's totally great. Keep the questions going. I will definitely for sure answer them in the comments below. So if you have a question, please don't hesitate to shout out any of your questions and I will come back and answer them and help you as much as I can. So know what problem you're solving and be clear about that in your description. Announce that you're going to be sharing a clear solution in your description, letting them know that if they click through, they're going to be able to easily find that solution. That is a big thing for promoted pins too. And then ask your followers if you want to and still have room, if they can repin and save for later if they found value in your offer. This may seem like a duh thing for some of you, but what I tell everyone that I connect with is don't assume people know what you want them to do, because they're not mind readers. And some of them don't know what they don't know, right? And none of us do. So be very clear and concise with the steps you want them to take. They'll appreciate it in the long run, and so will you, right? So once you have that awesome sauce pin design, and oh, hey, shout out if you want some super awesome Pinterest templates that I created, right? I have this bundle where we have over 35 regular pin design templates, images. We have over 35 video pin templates, easily customizable for you and your brand in Canva. And then I have a hashtag keyword list. So it provides loads and loads of trending hashtags and keywords based on niches and topics and interests that Pinterest targets. So shout out bundle if you would like one of those. I will get you the information because that is seriously so fantabulous. I absolutely love that bundle, and it's a buy 2 get 1 free. So it's super cheap and affordable, packed with so much value. The next thing that you want to focus on is choosing your keywords. So by choosing the right keywords for your campaign, you can actually reach people who are going to be ready to act on things for you right now. With promoted pins targeting, your pins are going to appear in search results as a result of related pins. And so when you choose a keyword, it's going to boost the traffic and drive online actions by showing your products, services, and articles to people that are ready already to take that next step. So you can use features in there like match types and negative keywords and search term reports to target and optimize these as well to help you with more precision on what you're going to do. I do have trainings also in my Pintastic Rockstars group where we go into how to find the right keywords to use in your list for something like this, let alone just for your pins in general, right? So I seriously want to tell you that within 24 hours, the pin that I created for them literally took off, right? And so I knew I had the right targeting because it received in 24 hours 6,870 impressions, 608 engagements, and click-throughs to their website, which led to a specific blog post that was also optimized for lead generation, right? And all I did was spend $9.83. So I can't wait to see if there is someone in here who learned something new. Shout out what you learned new, whether you're going to do a promoted pin campaign or not. I would absolutely love to hear what you're working on, what helped you, anything new that you learned. And if you are someone who's like, okay, wait, she was talking keywords and she was talking about pin design and she was talking about targeting and I have no idea what else, right? Go ahead and shout out Masterclass below because I have an upcoming Masterclass and I'm going to change this. Ready, comment Masterclass below. There we go. There we go. I'm going to have an updated class coming out shortly that I think would super benefit you. We go into some misnomers about the platform, what people think, what they believe, what they need to know, things like that. I talk about steps to take. I help you kind of lay out a strategy similar to like what we did today, but more in depth. And it can be for anyone who is beginning brand new, maybe wants to start over. They've been on Pinterest years ago, but they don't use it for business. Or someone that's been on Pinterest, but it's not working for them right now. There have been some major changes on the platform, and I want to be able to help you make it work again, right? Because it is so crazy amazing, the results that you can get from this platform. So shout out Masterclass below, and I will get you the information on my upcoming free training. And if you guys have any questions about this topic that we just went over about how what one pin, a valuable blog post, keyword-rich descriptions, and $10 can do for your content marketing plan. If you have any questions about anything that we discussed today, throw them down below and I will come back and try to help you as much as possible. All right, you guys, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see you on my next live stream. Bye-bye.